Howdy folks, D-Vang again. Welcome back to another episode of the Apple Turnover Gang with Bechamel Star, Doc Hollandaise, and Pesto Pete. As a reminder, Doc is in red, Pete is in green, Bechamel is in blue. This episode is a venture, and we are doing a Terror in the Night. So, City of the Ancients, Mission 1. We have, last in the town, Doc had gotten himself crowned. We had found a plasma sword for him. Awesome, excellent. So he gets to roll a d8 for damage. And we needed a second melee weapon for him. Couldn't find one. All the places were closed or weren't available in the town. The only one we could find was the Holy Book. So, but to get the Holy Book, he had to become holy. He had to convert. So, he's not only a doctor, but he's a frontier preacher now. Obviously, he doesn't get to use sermons, but he's found religion with his plasma sword and Holy Book in the other hand. Very exciting. That was kind of the big extent of what happened in town. A little bit of gambling and stuff, but that's pretty much where all our money went. So, why don't we just go ahead and get started? I'll just be quiet and start going. Oh, and so, Terror in the Night, for those who don't know. The mission goal is to hunt down and kill the nightmarish creature, and if possible rescue the poor victim and carry it off into the night. So we have to follow a trail of clues. So anytime we find a clue icon on an exploration token, we get to roll a d6, adding +2 for each clue we've previously found. If the total is 8 or higher, we've found the final objective room. And the ultimate terror is a brutal night terror. In addition to being brutal, the creature also has the tough ability, so it's immune to critical hits, and it gets an extra +6 health times the hero posse level, which is 1. So it's going to get an extra 6 health. That's it. It doesn't have any elite abilities, it's just the brutal side. And the creature's lair. When you find the objective room using the trail of clues special rule, you discover the creature's lair, ignore any attacks or encounters. Also ignore door or gate icons, as usual. Reveal a growing dread. Then we face the brutal night terror enemy. And there's only a single enemy, which is the brutal night terror. And then we're going to get a KO'd hero marker in the objective room to represent the body of the kidnapped victim. So, and then once the night terror is defeated, we get to see if the victim is alive. And that is going to depend on the current position of the darkness marker. So time is against us to recovering the kidnapped person. We get 50 experience for completing the mission, and if the kidnapped person is brought back alive, we get a d6 times $50 each, and we can each draw an additional loot card. If we fail, each hero will take a d3 corruption points, ignoring willpower, which could be dangerous because we got a fair amount of corruption. Well, we got rid of a little bit. Bechamel has 1, Doc has 1, and Pete has 3, but he does get to remove 1 corruption point at the end of every adventure. So, let us go ahead and start. We'll hold back the darkness. Well, a 5 will fail, which is not an auspicious start. We do have this special lantern, which we will consider using when things start getting a little hairy. So let's go. Bechamel, she's going to move. Oh, well, good. She's going to go 1. She's already at max grit, or sorry, max fortune points, but she does gain a grit up to 2. Doc gets to move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Pete gets to move 3. So 1, 2, 3. Boom. Alright, let's hold back the darkness again. Double 5s. Double fives in the mind is a terrifying shriek. Each hero immediately takes a d6 horror hits. Alright. So, Bechamel takes 2. And she saves both of them. Doc takes 5. And he saves all but 1. He has a 3 because he has a 3+, so he takes 1 point of sanity damage. And then Pete takes 6. Ouch. And a 4+, so he's going to take 3 points of sanity damage. Alright. But we get to move again. Let's start with Doc first. The Plasma Sword gives him +1 initiative, so he's at initiative 5 as well as Bechamel, so I can kind of play with their order as need be. So Doc will go... Actually, no, we'll have Bechamel go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And notice I am not scavenging because, again, while it can be useful when you're out of stuff, I am not a big fan of scavenging simply because it tend to draw really poorly for it. And I have gotten lucky in the past, but anyway. So let us see what we get. We have a mining room. So hold on. Alright, one fancy mining room. Alright. Pete, go ahead and move up. Oh, and we need a token. And then Pete gets to move up. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Let's see what we get. We have 1 exit and an encounter. So the exit is in straight ahead. Go ahead and close those off. Alright, and we have an encounter, which is the Traitor's Echo. Alright, and I'm not going to read this off the camera, but let's see. A cold shiver floats in the air, and you can see your breath in front of you. Stepping into the dank chamber, a chorus of chilling voices echo down the halls. You sold us out. Give us our cut of the loot. Alright. Every hero makes a Spirit 5+ test. If passed, gain 20 experience as you resist. If you fail, you take a d6 horror hits that do 2 sanity damage each. Also, for every 1 or 2 rolled on the skill test, you have to discard d6 times $25 as the angry spirits steal what they deem to be their loot, cut of the loot. Alright. Now, we don't have a lot of money, so we've only got 105 bucks, so, but we'll see. Bechamel has a Spirit of 1, woohoo! But she passes, nice. Doc has a Spirit of 3 now, because he became holy. It's a 5+, and he succeeds. And Pete succeeds. Wow, considering our spirit is so horrible. Alright, well, that wasn't, that passed fairly well. Stupid ghosts trying to take our loot. Hard earned, very hard earned. Alright. So, let us hold back the darkness again. Time to press on. A 7 is good. So let's go ahead and shift this over a little bit. Make sure everything's still in the camera. Yep, alright. And then Bechamel will move. She gets to go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, and now Doc is going to move. He gets 5 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Pete gets to move the big 2. Boom. Alright. Pull back the darkness. Double 4s. Once again. So this is falling rubble. Each hero takes d6 hits. Alright. So, we have Bechamel. She takes 2 hits. So, defense. Fails both. So she's going to take 2 wounds. Not worth spending the grit. Doc takes 1 hit. And he takes 1 wound. And then Pete takes a d6. So it takes 1. Defense, oh, again, 1 wound. So nobody did very well for that. But luckily it still was not a whole lot. So that was holding back the darkness. So let's move again. So we'll start with Bechamel. Okay, she's going to move 2. And let's see what we get. We get the Blast Room. So hold on. Alright. Blast Room and a token. Doc will move. It's a 6. Yeah, you know what? He'll go ahead and hang out right there. And then Pete can move 3. 1, 2, 3. Probably good enough. Alright, let us see. Make sure that is still on. Yep, looks like it's still on the table. We get 2 exits and an ambush attack. So, which direction is not the exit? To the left. Alright, and then it is an ambush attack, which is unfortunate. What are we ambushed by? And still no clue token. We are ambushed by 6 bandits. Okay, now nothing too fancy here for these here bandits. Since we are still in the green, the easier side, they are initiative 5. 5 plus to hit for range, 4 plus melee. So that's good. They're not all that great as far as shots. But they do have bandit pistols, which are range 6, doing 3 shots and 2 damage each. And range to hit rolls of 6 will cause 3 hits. And they have 3 health and 3 defense, so not super horrible. They will have initiative the whole game, or the whole fight, since they are initiative 5, and they win ties. I don't think anybody else wins ties. Nope. Okay. But well enough. Alright, so let us hold back the darkness. I think I'm going to use the peril dice here to avoid getting, try to avoid getting a darkness card if it moves up. So I'm using the Void Lantern, which we got previously. So we used peril dice to hold back the darkness. But if doubles are rolled, we're also going to take a d6 horror hits, and everyone else takes 1 horror hit. And Pete has that lantern, by the way. So 11. So we are good. So, make sure all that's, plenty good. Excellent. So let's go ahead and start here with the bandits. So, they have the shootout rules, so basically they're not going to move. There are 6, they do have a range of 6. So what that means is, there are a couple of them that are going to need to move close to be able to shoot at Pete. So basically, 2 of them are going to move close. Are going to move up. So, you know what? Let's see which 2 they are. I'll roll a d6. and see which, because basically there are 2 on each, right? So Pete's a 5 or 6 normally, so let's. Actually, I'll just roll a d6. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he is going to move 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yep. And then the other one is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to move there. So those 2 are shooting at Pete. And then it doesn't really matter which other 2 shoots. Actually, let's see if he shoots at Doc. So we'll say 1, 4, 5, or 6. He's shooting at Doc. Okay, so he's not. He's shooting at Bechamel. And let's see if he's shooting at Bechamel. He is. So that what that means is he's going to move over. So they have line of sight. So it doesn't really matter much per se. So here we go. So let's do. We got 6 shots against Pete from the front 2, hitting on 5s. Ooh, quite a few hits. Okay, and then this counts as 3 hits. So that's going to be a total of 6. 6 hits on Pete. So 6 defense. Save, save, save. He will go ahead and spend his grit to reroll these. One more. So 2 get through. That's going to be 4 wounds. Puts him up to 5. Okay. So now there are 6 shots on Doc. Alright. So 3 and 1 is 4. Doc tries to save. He only blocks 1. He'll spend his grit to reroll these. Again, he's only got a 5 defense, but whoa, look at that. Doc dodging like a pro, like a boss. So he takes nothing. And then poor little Bechamel getting shot at. And she gets hit twice. Not too bad. The defense roll blocks 1, so she gets hit once for 2. Alright, so she's at 4 wounds. Now we start. Alright, so Bechamel will roll to move. Nothing, but then she gets to shoot with her breaching gun. She might as well shoot at the 2 closest. 2 3s are going to miss. She's going to spend a grit to reroll these. Use my other d8s. They are not warmed up much better. There's 1 hit. Not going to use the fortune, so you know what? Actually, I will. I think we want to try to kill one of these. So I'm going to use a fortune to tip the scales. She's going to make her luck test. Need at least 1 5, which she fails. Alright, well that just sucked. I'm not going to use another fortune or a grit or anything, so alright, well it was a waste. But she did get a 5, which is a hit. So damage is 7. Which, minus the 3 defense, is enough to kill one of them. So there's 1 down. Doc. It's Doc's turn. So he rolls to move. He gets a 3. Doc can automatically pass escape tests. Oh, at the start of the fight, he recovers a grit. Completely forgot about that. So he has 1 more grit. So a 3. 1, 2, 3. We'll put him next to 2 guys, so that's not bad. So let's go 1, 2, 3. And then he will attack. So he's got 3 dice, hitting on 4s. He has his gloves, which lets him re-roll 1 of these. Actually, he'll spend his grit to re-roll both of these. Let's try to kill these guys. Alright, there you go, 2 6s. So he will, let's see, so he uses the D8 for damage. So the first one, and he ignores defense. So the first one there is 3. That's enough to kill him. Alright, the second critical on the other one is a 7, which will kill him. And the third hit doesn't do anything. And then it's Pete's turn. So Pete rolls to move. He can move 3. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so he is in range. All of them. He can't really see the one guy, but I think that's probably okay. I don't think I'm going to be able to kill all of them. You know what? I might as well... Now, I mean, the lasso, they're not doing melee. I mean, I could lower their defense, which I guess isn't necessarily a bad idea. We'll go ahead and lasso one of them, because that will reduces defense down by 1. All right, and then we are going to shoot. So the pistol, the falling gunfire pistol is the blue. The red dice are for his regular pistol. Taking his shots. He's going. I said he is dual wielding, so no criticals. Alright, well, 3 hits with the Fallen Gunfighter's pistol. That's probably okay. So let's roll for damage. So the first one, I'm going to hit the non-lassoed one first. That will bounce off of his armor, off of his defense. Do it again. Okay, 5 minus 3 is 2 wounds. Well, not much left. You know what? Let's kill the wounded one. Hopefully with his last one, which he does. Well enough. All right. So now we need to figure out who's going after which target. So the lassoed one is going to shoot at Doc. And the other one is going to shoot at Pete. So in order to shoot at Pete, he's going to have to move there. Alright, so 3 dice against Doc. Ouch. 5 hits. Alright. They're upset with Doc dodging all those, I guess. And again, Doc dodges 3 of them, so that is going to be 4 wounds. Unless, yeah, Doc doesn't have any. Could use a fortune, but no, I don't think we will. So, so Doc takes 4 wounds, so Doc is up to 5 wounds. Alright, and then 3 shots against Pete. Woo! Ouch! Jeez. They did not like that round of attacks. Alright, so 5. 5 on Pete, and Pete only blocks 2 of them. So that's going to be, is it really 6 wounds? Yeah, 2, 4, 6. Unless Bechamel, well, you know, he's got 14 health. And that would put him at 11, so we're good. Just means Doc needs to heal him. And they're not going to last for another round. Alright, so the question is... You know, it might be good for Bechamel, for Doc to go first to take them out. That way, potentially, Bechamel can recover a grit, which would recover a fortune point back. So let's go with that first. So, hold back the darkness. Oh no, they went first. I think I failed to hold back the darkness. So I'm going to rewind just a smidge. Hold back the darkness again. 7 is good. Okay. So now, you know, the bandits did their thing. So now let's go with Pete. Pete rolls to move. That's enough to put him there. Awesome. Alright, so 3 swings with the lightsaber in the Holy Book. That is pretty damn horrible. Not even a single hit. I have nothing. He gets 1 free reroll for his gloves. Didn't help. Alright. Well, on to Bechamel, I guess. So she rolls to move. No. She moves 1. So it didn't matter. She gets a grit and gets a fortune back. Good. Alright, and she's going to roll to shoot. Well, that would be 1 hit. I'd prefer to have 2 and better. So let's go ahead and spend a grit. Let's actually re-roll both of these. No, let's keep 1. One of them, we'll keep the 4. That one's an actual hit. There we go. Alright, so on the unlassoed one, how much damage is this going to do? It is +1 damage. It is 3. It is a critical, which is enough to kill him. And then on the lassoed one, it was only 2, and he has 2 defense, so that does nothing. That's unfortunate. Alright, but that's alright. Pete, we're hoping for Pete. So, Pete, oops, technically we should be rolling at the start of the turn to see whether he gets a grit, which he does not, and then his movement got him a grit. And then he will shoot, and he's just going to use the Fallen Gunfire's pistol for 3 dice. 1 hit. 5 minus 2, because he's lassoed, and that is enough to kill the last bandit. Alright. Not too horrible. It was a bit of a pain. They did take some damage, but not too bad. So, excellent. Loot. We get loot. And everybody gets to catch their breath for a D3. So, Bechamel gets 1, so she'll recover a wound. Doc gets to recover 2. So he's down to 3 wounds and 1 sanity. And then Pete gets 1 back, so he's at 10 wounds and 3 sanity. Actually, you know what? I'll keep that wound there. I'm going to take off 1 of his sanity. Since we have bandages, which hopefully can heal up some stuff. Alright, loot. So, Bechamel gets 1 piece of dark stone. Doc gets 50 gold. And Pete gets D6 times 50 gold. So another 50. So 100 gold total, and 1 more piece of dark stone. So those were some pretty poor bandits. Excuse me. But hey, what can we say? Excuse me again. Sorry. All right. So we held our breath. We did everything. Boom. So let's go ahead and have Doc use a bandages on Pete. So that is, excuse me, a d6 plus 3. So 8. So he heals 8 wounds on Pete, bringing him back down to 3 wounds. So good. So 3 wounds, 3 wounds, 3 wounds on all of them. Not great since they, have a maximum of like 10 and 12 and 14 health, but better anyway. Cool. So that uses 1 bandages. So Doc still has 3 bandages. Bechamel and Pete each have 1 bandage as an emergency. Or, backup for replacing for Doc. So let us move on. Holding back the darkness. We still have a long ways to go. We have no clue tokens left. I'm going to just go ahead, and we're not going to use the special lantern yet, or again, for right now. 6, 7, 8. So we are still good. So let's roll to move for Bechamel. Yeah, she gets a 1, so she recovers another grit. She's already at max fortune. So it's not a particularly big deal. I guess she could use her new fortune to let her add. No, because then she would get the grit, so never mind. So yeah, she just moves the 1. That's fine. We'll have potentially another turn for her to step up. So Doc moves 4. So Doc is going to go ahead and look through and explore, which finds a rail tunnel. All right, so we got a rail tunnel. So let's see. As this goes, we do know that there is another exit that way. Maybe worth investigating at some point. And then Pete rolls to move, and Pete has a grit, so 1, 2. Alright, let's see what we get here from this exploration token. There is 1 exit, it is a gate, and it is an attack, and there is no clue token. So, 1 exit and a gate. So let's see, the gate is, if I can get it in the box, gate is to the right. Alright, so it looks like we will probably end up going that way. But first we have to deal with being attacked by 6 stranglers. Alright, some stranglers. So back to the core. Here we go. Like the good old days. Although obviously, when I had just Joseph, I wasn't facing a full 6. But, we do have 2 extra people. Alright, so, reminder for the Stranglers, they are initiative 4. This is not an ambush. So both Doc and Bechamel do get to go before they do. Strangler rolls of 2 hit rolls of 6 count as 3 hits, similar to the bandits. They have a move 6, escape 6, 3 plus melee, 4 dice doing 1 damage, 2 defense, 3 health. So they're actually pretty simple, pretty easy. Now the question is, Miss Bechamel. Well, let's hold back the darkness. We're going to use the special lantern again. Oops, in the box. 5 and 3 is 8, which is still good. So let's look at Bechamel, what Bechamel can do here. Make sure all of that is still in the sight for you guys. In fact, I don't think I got plenty of room here. Let's tighten it up just a smidge, make it a little bit easier to see the models. So Bechamel here, She's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 away from the closest. 9 if she wants to hit more than 1. She only has a range of 4, which means she would need to move 5. This may be a case where we actually want to back up and have them come to us, because I don't think we're really going to get there and get the shots. So, as much as I dislike, kind of wasting turns. So, let's start with Doc backing up. So he's got to move a 4. They're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I should have I should have planned that better, but it is what it is. I don't think Doc can really... Well, actually, I guess he could theoretically... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if he actually comes over here, he's not in range. So he'll go ahead and do his 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of hide out in the corner there. Bechamel. She is fine. Not going to worry about anything. It'll get us one round. So then now they're going to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should see who he's going to go for. He's going to go for Doc. So 4, 5, 6. So he actually will kind of angle in that way. The other ones, I don't think it really matters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, let's hold back the darkness again. Still using Special Lantern. 6 is a failure as well as doubles, which is unfortunate. So that will get us a darkness card. And then, which is Whispering Voices. So each hero will take a d6 horror hits. Also, one random hero must pass the Spirit 4 plus test or immediately roll once on the Madness table. So that's sucky. So, and then we will take more horror hits for the Lantern. So, horror hit, number of horror hits on Bechamel is 6. Okay. She's going to go ahead and spend a grit to re-roll these. As much as that sucked. Okay, so she takes 2 points of sanity. Okay, Doc is going to take 6. Good lord. At least he has a 3+, so he didn't even need to have a 3+. He blocks them all. Then Pete takes 5. And he suffers 3 sanity. Puts him up to 5. Alright, and then a random hero has to make a spirit test, which is Doc. Well, that's good, because Doc has the highest spirit at 3. 4+ test. And he passes with flying colors. Good. Alright, so that was the Whispering Voices. Then, Pete takes a d6 horror hits. Takes 6. Goodness. 6 and 5 would be 11, so he's not going to knock him out from it, even if he fails all of these. So 4, 5, 6. He does take 3 more, though. It'll be time for some whiskey, so he's up to 8. Alright. And then other heroes take 1. So Bechamel gets another sanity. And Doc gets another sanity. Okay. That was not a good round. Alright, so let's start with Bechamel. So she is going to roll to move. Okay, she does not recover a grit, unfortunately. And she's not going to move, though, so she's going to shoot. Crap. Alright. Need to kill these. So I'm going to spend the grit to re-roll the 3. Nice. Okay, that works. And then she'll spend a fortune point to try to increase one of the 5s to a 6. Which she does. Good. So, 2 hits. So, doesn't really matter. So here's the 5. How much damage does it do? We're -2. That's going to do 4 points. That will kill 1 strangler. Okay, and this one does 2 plus 1 because it had a to-hit roll of over 6 or more. So that's 3, and that is just enough because it is a critical and ignores that. So, excellent. That worked out fairly well. Doc. So Doc, roll to move. Doc, get you in there. 3, huh? That's fine, because he can actually move through other models. So he's going to go 1 and pass his escape test. 2, 3. Alright. Then he's going to roll to hit. 4 plus. Crap. Well, that just bites the big one. Bechamel's going to spend a fortune point to let... Well, actually, I'm going to wait for that first. So Doc has 1 hit. He gets a free reroll. Nice, which is a critical. Bechamel will go ahead and spend a fortune point to let him reroll this other one. Ah, still a miss. Crap. Alright, well he's got two good hits though. So he'll hit... The critical one will be on the one behind him. Only does 2 wounds though, which is unfortunate. Okay, and then the non-critical does nothing. It bounces. Well, crap. That sucked. Plasma Sword, you have failed me. Alright, well, not much more we can do. They are going to go first. Or they're going to go before Pete, I should say. So, who's he going for? So we need to figure out who's going where. So, he's going to go for Bechamel. So he's just going to step forward here. This fellow is going for Doc. So this fellow will go for Pete. And where is the last guy going to go? He's going to go for Doc. Which is fine. Oops. And actually, he's going for Doc. They need to go as far as they can. So they're going to spin Doc around there. Alright, so we've got 1 on Bechamel. So 4 dice. Hitting on 3s. Doing 1 point of damage. So 4 hits. Bechamel's defense blocks 1. So it's going to be 3 wounds. Okay, she's at 6. Alright. 4 attacks on Pete. Okay, so it looks like 4 hits. Pete blocks 1, so that's going to be 3 wounds. Okay. Get Pete up at 6. Alright, now Doc. Doc's getting attacked by a bunch. So 8 dice getting on 3s against Doc. Not bad considering. So 3, 4, 5. And Doc dodges 3 of them, so he takes 2 wounds, which puts him up to 5. Alright, so we're all pretty even. 6, 5, 6 as far as wounds. And then Pete gets to go. So Pete does have a grit. Roll to move. Ooh, he gets another grit. Excellent. Now, I need to remember, Pete can use his ability, use a grit to cause another D3 enemies in a continuous chain to also take a single hit from that gun. So, let's do that, since he's got that extra grit. But, he needs to hit first. Yeah, and actually he's just going to use the Fallen Gunfighter's pistol to hopefully be able to get crits. Okay. Well, he got a critical, and that, I guess, would be the important thing. So we got at least 1 hit here, which is a critical, and then he has a hit here, or sorry, here, continuous chain, and here. I'll hit the wounded one. Those are not criticals; they are just hits. But that should be okay. They've only got a 2 defense and 3 health. So, this ignores it, so as long as he rolls at least, I had to say something, 2, you know what, he's going to take 2 wounds for the Fallen Gunfighter's pistol, it's 3 wounds. It's not worth it, because Bechamel and Doc will go before. Alright, well that's, yeah, that sucked, but, alright. On this one that's on Doc, so 5 minus 2 is 3, and that will kill him. Ooh, and I do have to make sure I spend that 1 grit. Alright, and over here, bounces. Okay. Well, you know, that helped. And hey, you know, it was something to use. It's trick shooting. First time using it. Hurrah! Oh, actually, it was a D3 other enemies. Oops. Was 2. Okay. So it did not hit there. So that works. It actually worked. That was the actual correct amount. Alright. So let's hold back the darkness. Special Lantern again. 7 is good. Alright. Again, let's start with Doc. Doc's going to roll to move. Okay, he's good. He's going to come here, adjacent to them, all 3 of them. Because if he can kill all 3 of them, then Bechamel can recover a grit, and therefore also recover a fortune point. But he does not. He does get a free reroll for his gloves, which fails. Oh, Doc. Let's attack the one that's facing Bechamel, since she's the most dangerously wounded one. And that will be enough to kill him. Bechamel gets to go. Okay, well, 7 and a 1. Alright, yeah, let's just, we'll just attack him. That's a critical. She's going to do a minimum of 2, so that's going to be his 3 wounds. So that definitely kills him. And then this guy, Doc, he was attacking Doc, and Doc did not move it away from him, so he's going to continue attacking Doc. So, 4 dice. Hitting on 3s, so 4 hits. Doc. Ooh. finally has a really bad dodge, so he's at 9 wounds of his 12. Alright, and then Pete. Pete still has 1 grit. Alright. Move. 1, 2, 3. Sure. Again with the Fallen Gunfighter's pistol. 1 hit, which is critical. Again, it's not worth. I just have to wait one round, right? Just giving, just forcing me to have to roll more. But both Doc and Bechamel get to go first. So let's hold back the darkness again. 11 is good. Again, we'll have Doc go. So Doc gets his 3 swings with his lightsaber. There's 2 hits. Finally. Really? Really? There's nothing. I don't want to waste a fortune on it. And he has no grit to spend, so I guess yeah. I mean, even if we threw the lasso on him to reduce his defense down to 1, that's still only doing 1 point. I might as well go ahead and do that. But that was pretty pathetic. Bechamel. Alright, well, yeah. Big move, very important, yes. And then she's gonna shoot. And of course now she gets the two big hits, which will kill that last guy. Get the lasso back. Alright. So, catching our breath. Bechamel gets to heal 2. Let's take Sanity. Doc gets 2. Again, I think we'll take Sanity. Pete gets 1. And again, I think he will take Sanity. Alright. And we need to heal. So, first... And I guess we should do loot first. Let's finish off the combat here, and then I'll do the sort of combat phase type things. Okay, so Bechamel gains a gear card. Excellent. I'll get that in a minute. Doc gains a D6 times 25, and we get a D3 more Darkstone. So, let's see what we get. Alright, so the gear card is Gold Teeth. You are +1 max grit while in the mines. Not sure who's best to have that. Probably not Pete, since he's probably going to try, since he gets the chance to recover grit every turn, that he doesn't have a grit, he'll probably want to stay fairly low. Bechamel would be good, because then, yeah, if she rolls a movement, she can get one. So, I think Bechamel probably will have the gold teeth, as the gambler that she is. Okay. D6 times 25 bucks. Alright, so that gets us 125 simoleons. For Doc, and then we had a D3 Darkstone, so we have one more piece of Darkstone. Well, we may be able to upgrade something or sell some Darkstone for something. I don't know. We'll see. But we're not done. All right. So now Bechamel has 6 wounds. Doc's going to heal Bechamel for 6. Awesome. Use up a bandage. Ow. Okay. Doc is going to heal Pete Actually, no, he's going to heal himself. Pete is 6. He still has 7 wounds. He's not... Bechamel only has 10 health, so being 4 away is kind of iffy. He's going to heal himself. He heals himself for 7. Which leaves him with 2 wounds. We'll let Pete hang on to his injuries for the moment. Okay, so Doc has 1 bandage left. Bechamel has a bandage. Pete has a bandage. And then they each also have a whiskey. Excellent. That is that. What are we left? We still haven't found any clue tokens, unfortunately. So I am going to, if you hadn't guessed, I'm going to avoid going through to the other world if I can help it. You know me, again, until we get to the point where I actually want to try to get us to Tardara or the Blasted Waste or the derelict ship to look at those new other worlds. I just am really horrible at remembering all their special rules, even with the cards and stuff in front of me. So I'm going to avoid them as much as I can for now. So let's go ahead and hold back the darkness. I will not use the special lantern. Well, double 1s. Ambush attack. It is a peril dice of Ghost Warriors. Ooh, somebody new. 3 Ghost Warriors. Alright, these are some new enemies here we haven't run into before. So let's see what we've got here. So, they are Initiative 7. Move 10. Wow. Escape 4+, 4+ melee, 2 dice doing 3 damage each, 3 defense, 6 health. They're moderate as far as that. Abilities from the Spirit World. Ghost Warriors always ambush and are +2 combat on the first turn of an ambush. Well, that sucks. Phase Jitter. They're immune to critical hits and hero range attacks will only hit them onto hit rolls of 5+. That sucks. Ghost Jump. They move through other models and change targets each turn. Okay. And Ghost Warriors are +2 damage on all hits from and against heroes with Spirit 3 or higher. Okay, well that only affects Doc. Alright, well I guess that's kind of a good thing, quote unquote. But it's +2 to and from. So, alright. Basically we need to survive 1 round, I think. So they're going to ambush. So we're going to have 1 on each. Alright, it was an ambush attack anyway, so doesn't make a big difference. So they're going to be Initiative 9, so they're going to go first. So 1 on each, at least to start off. So let's hold back the darkness. We're going to use the special lantern again. Okay, so we fail. And we take more sanity. So I think we're going to start off... Pete's going to use his whiskey before we even bother rolling. He's already got 7. So he'll use his whiskey to try to heal up some of that. And he heals 1. Joy. Alright. So Pete's going to take a D6. He takes 5 sanity hits. He does save 4 of them. So he does take 1 sanity. So he takes that 1 point of sanity back. Okay. Bechamel takes 1 hit. She'll take 1 more point of sanity. Doc takes 1 hit, and he's good. In fact, we probably actually want to have Doc take the lantern, not Pete, now that I think about it. But alright. Well, so that was kind of a bust, but then they get to go. So, let's go on Bechamel. So, 2 dice. Hitting on 4s. 1 hit. Bechamel attempts to dodge it, and she does. Okay. 2 attacks on Doc. 2 hits. Oh, they're +2 combat. Okay. I guess those go on Bechamel. So 2 more hits on Bechamel. And she dodges both. Okay. So 4 on Doc. 1 hit. Doc dodges. Alright. And attacking Pete. Two hits. Pete doesn't dodge either one. I guess I'll take it. That's going to be 6 wounds. Puts him at 12 of 14. Doc will use another bandage on him, I guess, at some point. But that was their turn. So, we start with Bechamel. Shooting. Now they only hit on 5+. But she gets 2 hits. Excellent. They're immune to critical hits, though. But that still does give her +1 damage and will potentially allow her to stun them. So, the first hit, well, obviously she has to try to kill that one there, I guess. Oh, she needs to roll to move. No, she does not get. I'm not going to even bother having her try to move. So 6 and 7 minus 3 is 4. So these guys are kind of tough, huh? All right. Well, all right, and that drops his defense by 1. The second hit does 4, 5 minus 2 is 3, and that'll be enough to kill that guy. So there's at least 1. Oh no, 5+, because of their phase jitter thing. So she's going to spend her fortune. Oh no, that was damage. Duh. That was damage, not to the hit roll. Okay, so she was able to get rid of 1, which is good. So then it's Doc's turn. See, he rolls to move. Ooh, 1. Good. Get him a grit. Get that man a grit. Alright, and then he's going to swing at the one there in front of him. Excuse me, he gets 1 hit. But he is +2 damage, so it's a D8 +2. So, yeah, that'll be... he could use his grit to re-roll. You know what? He actually is going to spend his grit to re-roll those 2 misses. Oh, wait, he's got to... Wait. He won't. I forgot he's got a free one. So... Nope, that misses. It's not worth spending the grit to re-roll just 1. Oh, good. Boy, this lightsaber is low on batteries or something, but it just does not do damage, even though it's rolling a D8. Okay, well that is unfortunate. And then it is Pete's turn. Well, they're immune to criticals, so Pete's going to use... He's going to dual wield. Alright, so 3 hits. And we're just going to smack the one that's on him. I think it's going to require all of these. Actually, before we roll the damage, Doc is going to use a bandage to heal D6 +3 wounds. Nice. So 9 wounds. Because Pete has the Fallen Gunfighter's pistol. which says he can take 3 wounds to add 2 damage to a hit. So, let's roll for the damage. In fact, I will roll these one at a time. We're -3. So that will do 1. Just in case there makes a difference. That will do nothing. So it's technically I should probably, yeah. Alright. And then he's going to take, he's going to take the 3 damage to do 2 wounds. I was hoping to be able to kill one of them, but my damage rolls have just been subpar here. So that doesn't help. All right. Not much else. Hold back the darkness. 10 is good. And they get their attacks. Now they're going to change targets each turn. So the wounded one is going for Bechamel. So he's going to come over here. Hop, 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 hop. And attack her. This guy is going for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would be Pete. They kind of swap positions there. I forgot Doc was +2 damage. No, I think he's still... Yeah, I think because he had 1 hit, I think he rolled a 1, right? So +2 is defense 3, right? Yep. So didn't do anything. Oh, you know, I forgot. Did he take damage from one of the Ghost Warriors? No, I don't think he did. I've got to remember they're +2 damage against Doc, but that's not a big deal. All right. So 1 on Bechamel, 2 dice, hitting on 4s, so 1 hit. Bechamel does not dodge, so there's going to be 3 wounds. Okay. And then attacking Pete. 1 hit. Pete's defense does not, so it's going to be 3 more wounds on Pete. Alright. So, we'll start with Bechamel. So, rolling for her movement. I think she's fine. Alright, so 1 hit is a 6, so it's going to do +1 damage. And that is going to be enough to kill him. 8 minus 3. Okay. Doc, rolling to move. He'll go ahead and go there. And then swing, gets 1 hit. 4 points minus 3 is 1. This stupid lightsaber. Good Lord. I might have to get rid of the Holy Book and get something that does +1 damage, because, he's just rolling so horribly for damage with his lightsaber. With this plasma sword. It's a Nerf sword. Alright. Well, Pete. Alright, Pete going full bore. Whole hog, hitting on 5s, so 2 hits. Let's roll for damage. That'll be 1 point of damage. That 1 won't. Oh, he has grit. You know what? Let's. He's gonna use the grit to reroll this 1 point. All right. Well, not much I can do. All right. Both of them are going to give their bandages to Doc. And then Doc is going to use one of the bandages on Pete. Actually, no. Yeah. So 5, 8. Puts Pete back down to 1 wound. Hold back the darkness. 9 is good. Who is Mr. Ghost Warrior attacking? He's going to attack Bechamel. Hop over here. And then he attacks. Misses both. Well, thank goodness for small favors. Alright, Doc. We'll do Doc first. Oh, good. He gets to move 1. He gets a grit. And then he'll go ahead and swing with his Nerf bat. Gets 2 hits. He does get to reroll. Nope, 2 hits. See if we can do any sort of damage. Well, sorta. That may actually be enough. 7 minus 3 is 4. 5, 6. Just enough to take him out. Woof. Good lord. Alright. Yeah, they're even on the green side, those Ghost Warriors are a bit annoying with that whole immune to critical hits. Range hits can only hit on 5. Yeah. Interesting fellas. But hey, well, we get another loot card. That's going to be a good thing. And I have a feeling we're going to get the experience we needed to level up, win success or failure with this. We needed 150 per, about 150 per hero. So we need to get like a total of 450 because that's split by 3. And I think we are doing pretty well considering the number of stuff we've killed. Most of it's like 25 experience each. I think the Ghost Warriors were 50. They're 50 each. So that's 150 right there that we just got. So you know, that's going to be pretty good. All right, Bechamel gets $100. Doc gets a measly $25. But every little bit helps. And we get one more piece of Darkstone. So, you know, more artifacts or even gear cards would be more welcome. But, yeah, you know, that's just the way it's going. I haven't gotten a mine artifact yet. Hold back the darkness. Let's see if we can get through the door again. 10, good. Finally we can kind of move that way. Oh, catch our breath. Doc finishes them off, so Bechamel's going to take a grit instead of healing, and that gets her a second fortune point. Doc heals a D3, so he gets 2, and he'll take his 2 wounds. Wow, so Doc's full up. And then Pete is going to take a D6. 6, and he's going to heal 6 sanity. Well, that helped. Even though we're almost out of bandages, we only have 1 left. We do have a little bit of whiskey. And we do have, you know, Bechamel's got her healing. Pete does have his canteen left. So, we do have the 1 revive token. Alright, so let's go to... oh, we held back the darkness, right? So, we need to move. Yep. So, Bechamel, we'll step forward and go ahead and look through. And we find the mining lift. Alright. Boom. 1 mining lift. Make sure that's on well enough. Yep. Okay. We'll get a token. Alright. Dock. Let's move 3. 1, 2. Nobody's really wounded, so he'll go ahead and step in 3. And Pete. Needs to roll to see if he gets a grit. He does not. I gotta remember, need to keep remembering Doc gets a grit at the start of each combat too. Although he's max grit right now. And then Pete will just go ahead and move up. Alright, let's see what we get. Alright, we have our first exploration token. There's one exit, which is a gate and an encounter. Alright, so first we need to check, because there was a clue token. Okay, so we need to roll a D6. Oh, and +2 for each clue we've previously found. So this cannot be the exit of the objective room, unfortunately, which means we are going into Targa, unfortunately. I guess that makes sense. And the gate is to the right. Alright. And the encounter is a mining accident. I'll give you a moment to read that. I'm not going to try to read it off the camera. I always have trouble with that when I do that. Alright, so this looks to be a scene of a Darkstone mining accident. Blast marks scorch the walls, support beams are cracked and splintered, and the old minecart rails here are broken and twisted. Okay? Darkstone radiation. All heroes ending their move on this map tile take a corruption hit on the d6 roll of 1 or 2. Okay. Every hero makes a luck 6+ test. If successful, you find something buried in the rubble, draw a loot card. Okay, so this is going to kind of suck. But not a whole lot we can do. Alright. So, luck 6+. So let's start with, we can start with Pete. He's got 2 dice. No loot card for him. Doc has a luck of 1. Nothing. And Bechamel has a luck of 4. Ah, and she does. So she gets to draw a loot card. And she finds, well, guess what? D3 Darkstone. That makes sense, I guess, with the amount of radiation. But only one. Only one piece of Darkstone. We are pretty loaded up on Darkstone. Alright, so we need to get out of this room quickly. So let's hold back the darkness. Double 2s. Is Dark Dread. Draw a Growing Dread. That is our first Growing Dread card. And then we need to move. So let's go ahead and start with Doc, I guess. In the box, but that's fine. We'll take that. That's a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And he will go ahead and look through. Okay, and we find the cryo chamber. Alright, let's go ahead and take this part off. We don't really need it. And then start it back over here. Alright, so we have a cryo chamber. Another token. There. Alright, Bechamel. Willing to move. A big 6. Good. Oh, we do have to deal with Doc. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So no longer on there. All right. So sorry. Doc takes a d6 roll of 1 or 2. He does take a corruption hit, so he gets his save, which he makes. All right. And then Pete. Does Pete get a grit? He does not. Roll to move. Gets a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have to see if he takes a... He does not take a corruption hit. Okay. Let's see what we get here. We have... second clue token. Growing Dread, a counter clue token. And 2 exits. Alright, well there are 2 exits. Let us see if that is the last room. Plus, so it is roll a d6 plus 2 for each clue you've previously found. If the total is 8 or higher, this is the final objective room. So let us see what we get. And it's a 6. So this is the final room. Wow, okay. Second clue token, but hey, that works for me. Let's find another... Oops. There we go. Alright. So we are facing a Night Terror. But it is a brutal Night Terror. So he's a big guy, and we'll have to see how well we do against somebody brutal. Alright, 1 brutal Night Terror. Boom. Initiative 4, though, so we will get to go first. We need to reveal the Growing Dread card, which is Dread, move the Dark Depth track by 1. Okay, not too horrible, but it does get us a Darkness card. So, so this says the next time it is laying in wait, the next time the heroes are attacked, it automatically counts as an ambush attack, and all of the enemies gain +1 combat for the first fight round. Remains in play, discard this card. I'm just gonna, we'll go ahead and we'll just play it as that applies to this round. That makes sense. This is the start of the fight round. I think it'd just be more interesting. So we'll let the Night Terror go first. So who is he going to attack? He's going after Pete. So even though we're not actually fighting in the excuse me, we're not actually fighting in the cryo chamber, he surprised us and hiding outside of his lair in the cryo chamber. So he's actually going to attack Pete first. So Night Terror combat hits count as 2 hits each. He has Terror 2, so you take 2 horror hits, and Soul Drain. Each horror hit does 3 points of sanity damage. He's got 4 dice, doing 4 points of damage each. But he gets actually 1 more on the first fight round. So attacking Pete. Okay. Hits on 5s. So that is actually 3 hits. Twice, so that is... because each one does 2 hits, so that is actually 6 hits that Pete has to defend against with his defense. Pete has no grit. Well, that's pretty good, though. He blocks 4 of them. So he would take 8 points of damage, which I think will do. I think he'll go ahead and take that. So he's got 9 of his 14 wounds. So this Night Terror has 26 health and 3 defense. Alright. So we'll start with Bechamel. Now, she's not on the same map tile. So she does not take the terror. But she can still shoot through the gateway. So let's go ahead and she's going to go ahead and shoot because we want her to. And in fact, and we're going to lasso him. I got to remember that. I should have done that before he attacked, actually. But that's fine. We'll do this now. That gives the -1 defense for everybody. And then Bechamel is going to shoot him. Or attempt to. She will spend her grit to re-roll these dice. Because that was completely awful. That's not really any better. I think... Do I risk spending a fortune to try to either re-roll one of those? Or to try to pump one up to a 5? Or even a 4? Yeah, you know what? We'll spend a fortune. The way I've been rolling, you know what? She's gonna try to increase it up rather than re-rolling. Just because I've been rolling pretty horribly, and I would rather not miss. I want to get that 1 stun on to reduce his defense down. So I can pump it up by 1. So we'll pump it up to a 4. So that is at least a hit. And now let's see if we can actually even do some damage. We need a 4 or better. We do. So a 7. So that's going to be 4 wounds. Okay. Awesome. Oh, actually, he's a defense of 2. So that's actually 5 wounds. 1 hit for 5 wounds. And puts a stun. Where did the stun markers go? Huh. I don't know where I put my stun markers. I am sorry, folks. It's a little awkward here. Oh, here's one. Alright, so there's 1 stun marker on him. And that will help. So now we start with Doc. So Doc's going to take 2 horror hits. Saves both. So he's going to roll to move. Okay. You know what? He's good where he is. Let's go ahead and turn these folks around, though, so they're facing Mr. Night Terror. Alright, and then Doc. Come on! Plasma Sword. 2 hits. No criticals, though. Do I spend a grit? Yeah, you know what? Let's spend a grit. Let's re-roll the 3. Nope. Okay. It's unfortunate. Alright. Rolling for damage. Oh, actually, I didn't need to spend a grit. He gets a free... He gets one free reroll. Okay. I will spend the grit to reroll these damage rolls. Much better. Alright. So he is -2, so he's only subtracting 1 off. So there's 5, and there's 6. So nice. So 11 more points of damage. Okay. It's like using lightsaber to cut open a tauntaun. Alright. So that's pretty good. So 16 of his 26. So only 10 more. 10 more to go. Speaking of which, it is Pete. So, Pete. You know, he's only down to 1 defense. He's gonna dual wield. So ignore criticals. Just dual wield. Try to get as many hits as we can. Oh, I forgot to see if Pete could gain a grit. Huh. Okay. So, and he needs to roll to move. But start of turn, does he get a grit? He does not. Boy, he has not had luck with that. And of course, I rolled a 1 there, so now, yeah, he doesn't get the 1 for the movement. So he had 1 hit It is with the Fallen Gunfighter's pistol. It does do 6 points of damage. -1 is 5. That would make it 21. Adding 2 points for the Fallen Gunfighter's pistol would not help. So, not going to worry about doing that. I think Doc will use his bandage to heal Pete at this point for 5 points. Good. And it is a new turn. You know, we're going to give Doc the Void Lantern. And let Doc use the Void Lantern. 7, that's still good. What do we have? Oh, we have initiative, because he is initiative 4. So, excellent. So, Bechamel, finish him off. Excuse me. Oh, she needs to roll to move. Nope, she's good. Alright, 2 hits, one of which is a critical. So, we'll keep that the same. So, blue is the critical. See how much damage? So, this is +1. So, that is 3. That's 24. And that is 5 points of damage. And that is enough to kill Mr. Brutal Night Terror. Not nearly as bad when there's only one of them, and we can drop his defense down. Again, core set enemies are, in general, a little bit easier, a little bit more basic. So I'm not too surprised that that one went pretty well, even if he was on the brutal side. Woo! All right. So, oh, I forgot there should be a fellow townsfolk person in there. So, and we revealed the Growing Dread cards. All right. Roll 3d6 if the total is equal to or less than the current position of the darkness marker. So the darkness marker is a 4. So, oh. Ooh, fortune point. Fortune point. Let's re-roll. Yeah, let's re-roll this one. No! No! I knew it. I knew I should have just bumped it up instead of re-rolling. She has no other fortune points. Yeah. Go figure. Alright, well, the person's dead. So we don't get the money for the person. Devoured by the... What are the odds? 3 dice. Needed to roll more than 4. And, of course, roll a 4. So... Yeah. But we survived, and we got a lot of experience, some money, a fair amount of Darkstone, so that's gonna all be pretty good. Let's get our loot. We do get one thing of loot. Actually, we get 2 things of loot, right? Because we succeeded. Oh no, we only get the extra loot if the person survived. Well, crap. Right? Yeah, if the kidnapped person is alive, you get a d6 times 50 and can draw an additional loot card. Alright, well, Bechamel gets 250 gold. That's very nice and handy. Doc gets an artifact, which I'll draw in a minute. And then Pete gets d6 times 50 gold. Nice. So another 250 gold. Alright, and let's see what artifact we get. Alright, and we get a void ring. +1 spirit. Once per adventure, prevent the darkness from moving on the death track. Alright, excellent. Well, I think we'll give that to... let's give it to Pete. You know, Pete or Bechamel could use with another spirit. You know, and I'd be tempted to give it to Bechamel, but A, she already got the gold teeth. B, it is a weight, and Pete has the higher strength, and so can carry more. All right, folks, and that is it for that. Hi, everyone. Yes, it's me, the man behind the camera here. We just finished this adventure down in the mines, and a little bit of Targa. Thank you for watching. You notice this is going to be a little weird for me, so I apologize if that comes out a little bit more rambling, or if I kind of look away. I'm trying to think of things to say, but you're getting some little bit of FaceTime with me here. I do have a couple things I want to say beyond the normal sort of recap. It looks like the characters were able, I actually haven't counted it up, but it looks, I'm pretty sure we've been able to level these characters up. So something to look forward to for the next episode, which would be the town episode. We'll be leveling up the characters. So those of you who have the items, you know, the tracks and things, give me input if you want. What do you think? I said I have not looked at their tracks yet. I will come the time when we're going to level up. But if I will certainly look at comments, so if you guys have input on what you think you would like to see each of the characters level up in, as far as the tracks, or what kind of goals you want them to sort of have in their development, you know, let me know, because I know all the characters, all the hero classes, you know, have the various tracks that kind of lend themselves to different play styles and different things like that. And you know, one will be more, you know, combat focused, one will be more people focused. You know, so what do you think? You know, do we want Bechamel to try to, you know, again, I don't know exactly what's on their tracks, but do we want her to focus more on her fortune, for example, or do we want to make her, you know, beefier on, you know, with her shotgun or things like that? That will all kind of depend, and you know, I'll certainly be able to make some choices, but I want you to be a part of it too. So if you have an opinion for any of the three characters for their leveling up, let me know. If you certainly think we want to upgrade or change any of their items around, certainly I think we want to look at buying some armor for the characters, at least a little bit. That will help save them some. As well, it would probably be good to maybe replace Pete's starting pistol and maybe get some other pistol that gives 3 shots. That could be useful. Trying to think of who else it might be useful to get Doc some sort of gun for those rare times when he cannot reach an opponent. I'm still hesitant on the plasma sword. The lightsaber just has not worked. Rolling that D8, I would almost rather have the D6 plus 1, just to up that minimum to prevent all those ones that I've been rolling from doing 0 damage. Although, you know, that's not always going to be the case. The D6 plus 1 will conceivably make, you know, still bounce on, you know, things with some armor. But those are kind of the thoughts, and certainly, you know, feel free. Again, I'm open to comments. You know, if I made a few mistakes, let me know. I'm all right with that. I don't get upset. You know, thank you for pointing them out. It always makes me try to, you know, I look over the comments of the previous session before I you know, film, to just try to remind myself of, hey, don't forget about, you know, doing these certain things. So I liked the Void Lantern, came in very handy. I used that a lot more. I do think rather than putting it to Pete, which I'm not exactly sure why I gave it to Pete. I think I was thinking corruption hits instead of horror hits. So yeah, no, it's much better in the hands of Doc since he's got 3 or better willpower, and so we're gonna leave it on him for now. But that has come in very handy, despite the couple times where I rolled double 3s on the peril dice, where we were failing and rolling the doubles. But that has certainly come in handy to help slow down the darkness track, which is one of the big problems, one of the challenges, I should say, of playing Brimstone is, sometimes the race against the darkness. And, when you're, having a really poor draw of the encounter tokens and not getting the clue tokens that you need can be a real challenge. We didn't pull a lot in the way of gear or artifacts. We got the ring, and I think there was something else that we picked up. Oh, the gold teeth. Not sure if Bechamel is necessarily the right person to do it. As again, my thought was Pete doesn't really need it because he wants to spend a lot of it, a lot of his grit, and kind of stay down. Not that I've rolled well enough to have him recover any grit at the start of any of his turns. 50% chance, and he never had it happen. But that is one of the things. So I don't know that Pete's going to be great. Doc could, is certainly a potential useful, and I, put it on Bechamel simply because we want her to be able to get more. We want her to be able to get more grit and have the ability to recover more grit. So that's kind of the idea. So I guess that's about all for the game. I do have one big important announcement. It's very exciting. I am going to Gen Con this year. I will be at Gen Con this year, and I am very fortunate and pleased and grateful to also announce that I will be at the Flying Frog booth and helping run Shadows of Brimstone games, demo games. So, anyone who comes to Gen Con, feel free to stop by the Flying Frog area, and hey, I'll be there. Feel free to say hi if you're going to be there. Said I'll be not straight through the convention, but I am essentially part of the Flying Frog team at Gen Con, and I will be running some Shadows of Brimstone demo games. So come on out if you're going to be there. And say hi. I'd love to meet you all and put some faces to some names, some people. Hey, and if you're going to be there, go ahead and post a comment here on the video. Saying hey, you'll stop by, and I'll keep an eye open for you and see what we can do. So anyway. Thanks to Flying Frog, that's going to be some big news. Now that will impact my schedule for next week's video, obviously, since I will not be in town. But we are getting back in late Sunday, and I do have Monday off. So it's possible that I can get the town, especially since it's a town episode, I can get the town filmed and edited all on Monday during the day, assuming there aren't other errands that I need to run and whatnot. Obviously we have to go pick up our dogs and things like that. So that is but something I'm going to try to do. I'm still going to try to get it out Monday night. I do apologize for this episode having been pushed back one night. This past weekend. You don't need to know, but it's been pretty busy. So hopefully I won't need to push back a day for next week. I wouldn't imagine any more than one day. So, but I'm still shooting for Monday night. But we'll have to see how that schedule goes. How burned out I am. Now that said, I am still talking with the Flying Frog folks. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take any video while I'm, probably not while I'm working, but I certainly can probably take some video during the few hours that I end up having to get a little bit of Gen Con footage. We'll see how much I can get. I might not be able to get much at all. I can't promise anything, but my hope is that I will be able to get some Gen Con footage, not just of the Flying Frog booth, obviously, but just of some of the various other locations and things that are going on. Maybe some video of some of the cosplay. You know, I don't know. Certainly, hey, if people want to see some specific things on specific events or you know, whatnot, feel free to comment and say, hey, if you're going to be there, can you see what Mayfair's doing, or Greater Than Games, or, you know, Fantasy Flight, you know, can you see what kind of new stuff they've got? I'm certainly down with trying to get some of that. Again, my time will be pretty limited, but I do have a little bit of free time to go browsing and shopping, and at which point I'll probably do some video. And I still need to talk to the Flying Frog guys and see, you know, what, you know, the do's and don'ts, what they kind of want me to be able to do. You know, during my course, obviously, when I'm running a demo, I'm going to be busy and focused on running a demo, so I won't be doing much more than that, other than, you know, that still involves talking to people and chatting and saying hi to everybody. So, so that sort of stuff will be going on, but when I do have breaks, you know, maybe in between games, I'll see, you know, I still have to discuss with them, you know, if there's any sort of video of you know, sort of the demo gameplay going on, or anything like that, if they're willing to let me to film some of that. But I'll definitely try to get something from Gen Con. It may be short, or it may be longer. You know, there is a lot of exciting stuff that Flying Frog has coming out, and that they will have available there at Gen Con. Least of, you know, which is the 10th year anniversary of Last Night on Earth, which is pretty nice, and it's certainly expanded from the base game, and it is limited in quantity, and it's not going to be available for very long. Obviously, you'll be able to get it outside of Gen Con as well, but there are limited quantities of the 10-year anniversary edition. So, if you're a fan of Last Night on Earth, definitely pay attention to, you know, the Flying Frog website. If you can get to Gen Con, it's well worth coming out and taking a look. So, anyway, that's big news, and thanks everybody for watching, and let me know. I'll see you at Gen Con, or I will see you next week when I run the town episode. We level up our characters and see what kind of misadventures we can get into again.